The doppelganger myth from Europe. The word doppelganger comes from German and means one who walks double or double. In Europe, a doppelganger isn't a regular ghost. It is a version of yourself that is exactly the same, from your face, body, to the way you walk, but it is not you. And in almost all European stories, seeing your own doppelganger is a very bad omen. 1. The original meaning: a shadow of the soul that leaves the body. The belief in doppelgangers has existed since ancient German and Scandinavian times, long before there were photos and mirrors. People in Europe used to believe that every human has a soul shadow or a spirit body. This soul shadow usually stays inside our body and is invisible. But in certain conditions, this soul can leave and walk around on its own. If another person sees this soul shadow, then what they see is a figure that looks 100% identical to us. So a doppelganger is not a twin, not a sibling, and not a demon in disguise. It is your second you. The problem is, according to the myth, one body is not supposed to have two forms in the real world at the same time. 2. An omen of death and bad luck. This is the scariest part of the doppelganger myth. In Germany, Ireland, and Scandinavian countries, people believe, if you see your own doppelganger, then you will die soon. Why? Because it means your soul is starting to leave your body. The doppelganger you see is a sign that your real body will not be inhabited for much longer. It's like a calling from the world of the dead. There's also a version that says, if your doppelganger looks sick, pale, or injured, then you will experience the same thing. If your doppelganger is smiling even though you are sad, it means something evil is trying to take over your life. That's why in European villages in the old days, if someone said, I just saw myself at the end of the road, the whole village would panic. A priest would be called to pray because the person was considered to be close to death. 3. Famous stories about doppelgangers. There are several real stories that are still told in Europe today. 1. The story of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. This great German writer once told how one day he was riding a horse and saw himself coming from the opposite direction, wearing exactly the same clothes. 8 years later, Goethe really did wear those clothes and pass through that same road. Many people consider this proof that a doppelganger can see the future. 2. The story of Empress Elizabeth of Austria. Palace servants swore they saw a second queen walking in the palace hallway, even though Empress Elizabeth was in her room. Not long after that, Empress Elizabeth was assassinated. 3. The story of Abraham Lincoln. It's said that the day after he was elected president, Lincoln saw his face in the mirror split in two. One face looked normal, the other face looked pale like a corpse. He took it as a sign that he would not finish his second term. And he was right, he was shot. 4. The difference between a doppelganger, a ghost, and a twin. To avoid confusion, Europeans distinguish these three things. 1. Twin, identical sibling, born from the same womb. This is a normal human. 2. Ghost, the spirit of someone who has died. It can look similar, but it's usually see-through and doesn't cast a shadow. 3. Doppelganger, a person who is still alive. It has a physical body, casts a shadow, can talk, and is exactly like you. It appears because your soul has split. There's also another myth that says a doppelganger is the evil version of you. It's jealous of your life and wants to take your place. If it manages to touch you, then your soul and its soul will swap. 5. What causes a doppelganger to appear, according to old beliefs? People in old Europe believed there were several triggers for why a doppelganger could appear. 1. Serious illness or high fever. When the body is weak, the soul can leave easily. 2. Severe stress and loneliness. When the mind is too chaotic, the shadow of yourself can break free. 3. Magic and curses. A witch can summon someone's doppelganger to spy on or harm them. 4. Death approaching. This is the most common one. A doppelganger appears as a final warning.